we are getting ready to check out, but we didn't want to get off the boat without giving you a tour. They are right now working on getting a boat rafted off next to us, because a lot of people are checking out now. So anyway, right through those doors is where I sat most of the time. The good thing is that they did give us some folding chairs. So I had a folding chair up here. Sam had a folding chair in the back. There, as we're coming in, there's a little shelf and there are some plugs here. So definitely, if you're coming from the US, you're going to need adapters. There's a TV here along with the fire extinguisher. Don't mind our bags. Like I said, we're getting ready to check out. This is a fantastic salon area. It's an L shape, a good sized table with nice lighting. And you saw the TV. There is a first aid kit underneath there, and looks like some type of radio. The water gauge is there, along with some plugs. If you have to happen to have a cigarette lighter adapter, you can plug in a USB right there. That's just a light switch for some mood lighting. But the channels, you just, whenever you get to where you're stopping for the night, just run the channels and you may or may not get some channels. This is radiator style heating. They do not have air conditioning on the boat, but we sure did appreciate having the heater. That clock came in very helpful while we were, well, every day. Here are the folding chairs I mentioned. I took one, Sam took the other. They provided that trash can with several trash bags, so that was never an issue. The kitchen area, really well set up. It's kind of a small U shape, and right here is the gas-powered stove top. They did provide that kettle, so we drank instant coffee and a lot of tea. They did have a broiler here, so we were able to make toast. And we didn't use the oven just because I didn't really want to cook that much. I mean, this is a vacation. Some cubby holes there right under here. They provided all this, so you can see casserole dish. There's a French press if you prefer your coffee that way. Pans, pots in the back. I saw a cheese grater. On this side, there's some plates, cups, saucers. Here is the silverware drawer. There are a pair of scissors and a variety of cutlery. There is placemats, as well as they gave us some tea towels. Here's a cutting board for your happy hour. And there is a microwave that we were able to use. In the sink, they provided this bin, and it looks like just like a drain board style, or a drain style. So there's a twist where you can empty the water and fill that up right from that bucket looking thing. Of course, we got a manual of everything we needed to do. And they did provide some coffees and sweeteners in that container. This is a pot holder for when you're getting your things out of the oven or broiler. A variety of utensils, and that's your little drain board. They did leave some cleaning products. And then over on this side, you see wine glasses, bowls, cups, two different styles of cups, as well as some glasses, and salt and pepper shakers, as well as 6 of these egg holders. So that's pretty much it for the kitchen. There is plenty of lighting on each side. There is a fire blanket handy in case, in case of fire. It's right here by the stovetop. Ring there for the tea towels. Moving on to the bedroom section here. You can see this particular bedroom has lighting and a little I guess, nightstand kind of, with a couple of reading lights. And there is another, has a couple of USB ports on the bed, right above the bed there. Decor. This has a nice size closet, so an upper level, a hanging area, and then shoes down below or whatever. There is a mirror, full size mirror. And then another fire extinguisher. There's actually 3 fire extinguishers on board, and another radiator style heater with a towel bar up above. Lighting here on this side. Moving back down the hallway, we come first to the bathroom. And this bathroom, just like every boat, you know, those are the rules, absolutely nothing else. And then this style of toilet has a fill, a quick flush, an empty, and a flush. So they'll teach you how to operate it. It's really easy. But anyway, a mirror over here, as well as a window. We always kept that closed. A shower on this side, and pretty nice shower. There is a trash can, a towel heater, and then there's area under the sink. So that's another, if you're short on space, that's another area that you could store your things, as a toilet brush, of course. But over on this side, a lot of great shelving area. Hook on the back of the door. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shelves. So toilet paper is in that area. Now, you know, you don't use just any toilet paper. It's the special toilet paper, and you'll get a briefing on that as well. This closet right next door is, we put our dirty things in there so they could get ready for the next people, but it's a whole row of shelves. So we used that. We stored all kinds of things in there. Sam used it, I think, for some of his shirts. This bedroom has a small heater back here. They did provide us with a couple of life jackets, and we used them the first day, but it's such a small, I mean, the water's not that deep, and we felt really secure on the boat all the time. This bedroom has a mirror here, a shelf up there, a window, and windows on each side in this bedroom. In the back, well, actually, let me show you down here. There are 3 really deep drawers underneath this bed. Now, the bed in the center did not have those drawers, but it did have this closet, so plenty of space to put your stuff, and we had a lot of stuff. Now, the light switches look like that, but this is extra lighting. You know, the first one is blue, and then a bright white, and then off. So there are a couple of those lights here in this bedroom. This closet is a very nice closet. Has shelving on the top, several hangers. There is a blow dryer here in this one because there's a mirror here, so you could dry your hair and use that blow dryer. And then a shelf down on the bottom. In the back, this is additional shelving. Sam used this for his navigation stuff, things that he wanted to use. And then this shelf, he just filled this stuff up with, those shelves up with stuff. Sam is going to tell you about the controls that he had to use whenever he was operating the boat.
The crew at Black Prince does a really good job explaining what you have to do, and it's fairly simple. You see a key there to be able to turn on, and from left to right, you have RPM, and then in the middle, just above the key, you'll see the oil pressure. To the right of that is the water temperature, and then below that is the electrical. indicator there, the volts, how many volts you have. So you'll be able to monitor your RPM, oil pressure, water temperature, and the electricity. Up in the upper right corner is a fuel gauge, and then a couple little DC outlets, cigarette lighter type outlets. On the left side are various keys that are used to access the different British waterways facilities along the way, and we never actually had to use those. Directly below the engine start and monitoring panel is another panel that has to do with mostly electrical circuit breakers and relays. But the one knob there that says central heating, that's the one that we would pull to be able to get water to be able to flow to the radiators.
All right, so I opened the back door to give a little light, but this is where you've seen Sam drive the boat. Back here is the third fire extinguisher and a hook in case you need to hang up anything. They did provide us with a giant umbrella, and then mop, dustpan, broom, bucket, cleaning utensils.
I'm going to walk you from the front to the back, and there you can see the antenna for the television. As we're walking to the back, there are a number of boards and poles that they give you, and they are now stowed because we're ready to hand the boat back over. You can see a boat pole, the plank, which we referenced in some of the previous videos, and then that long 10-foot pole. I usually kept the 10-foot pole in the back as well as the plank, and Rev kept the boat pole in the front, life preserver, and then my station where I spent most of the time driving the boat, all the time driving the boat back there. One of the compartments that we didn't have to access at all was the gas isolation valves, and there are two propane tanks that are in there that run the stove and the oven and the broiler that Rev talked about earlier in the video. And also in the front on the starboard side is a compartment that houses from the left to the right the stakes and the mallet to be able to moor the boat. We talked about that before. A water hose, a blue water hose. And then on the far right is the water compartment where we would put the water into the boat. Most of the time we stayed along a wall that we didn't need the stakes, or we stayed at a marina one time, but we did use the stakes a couple times where we pulled up where there were bushes and we had to drive in the stakes and then tie the lines to the stakes and use the mallet. So at the back of the boat, I did in a previous video the various compartments for engine access and also the weed hatch and all of the things that they ask you to do each day, which are very simple, and you will be able to do it even if you've never operated a boat before. So Black Prince in Falkirk is where we rented the boat. Highly recommend it. And Gail was extremely knowledgeable about everything, answered all our questions. So we had a great time, 2 weeks, and we will see you at our next adventure at What Yacht to Do.